Mountain News at 5:30.
Good evening, I'm Steve Hensley. May 4th will be 4 months since a young Madison County woman was last seen by her friends and family. Police believe she was taken to Garrett County after leaving a Lexington bar. Today, her friends and some volunteers went door to door in Lancaster, putting up flyers and asking for leads. WINT's Phil Pendleton has more on their efforts.
I just feel like I hear her telling me, like, come find me.
Savannah Speratus says she and Savannah Spurlock are best friends.
Nothing's been the same since. She's part of my daily routine. You know, I call her while I'm going to work, and when I get off of work, and she's always there.
Since January 4th, she has not been.
To, let people know that, number one, there's still a reward out there. And number two, if anyone knows anything, feel free to call us. You will remain anonymous.
The plastic tape and paper, they're passing out 300 flyers, all of them begging this community for answers as to what happened January 4th and why.
Have you guys heard anything about this?
Yeah, we actually follow it. So.
Oh yeah.
Every day we're curious, just getting on and seeing because it's close to home. So.
It's been the talk of several towns, but here in this town, the belief is that there are still answers to be uncovered.
Yes. She was last seen at a location here in town in Garrett County. The hopes are, people talk, so the hopes are that somebody can tell us something, especially the neighbors. We're going to send some people out there.
For almost 4 months, sadly, few are saying much of anything, at least to tell them where this woman is.
I've never in a million years thought that my best friend would have been taken from me at the age of 22. I mean, she still had a whole life in front of her.
Richmond City Police continue to investigate this case. Friends of Savannah Spurlock say they do not want the community to believe that this case has grown cold. In Garrett County, Phil Pendleton, WKYT.
Relatives say the reward of $10,000 will expire on May 15th.
Well, we started out a little bit gloomy and rainy this morning, but we're starting to clear out. We are hanging on to a few of those showers that could be strong at times. You'll notice here as we take a look at the Mountain Parkway over into Powell County, you can see out in the distance, looking at a little bit of some stormy clouds over there. And as we look at the National Weather Service in Jackson, you could see sunshine on one side with a little bit of rain on the other. 59, a little bit rainy there as well. And you'll notice here as we take a look at those temperatures where that rain has fallen, we're just a little bit cooler. Those upper 50s, Pikeville, Prestonsburg, even Hazard and Jackson, while the Cumberland Valley has remained dry and sunny over the past couple of hours, so they're into those lower 60s. Satellite radar shows the bulk of the showers that got out of here, but now we're getting a little bit of that wraparound moisture and a few showers starting to fall across the area. They could be a little bit stormy at times. We had a few roll through here in Perry County. Now we're seeing some showers and a little bit of storms moving into Floyd County and even into Morgan County as well. And as we head through the next couple of days, though, that temperature trend is looking pretty calm as we head into your Saturday and Sunday, those mid to upper 60s. We see those 80s return very quickly for your Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. I'll have that full forecast coming up in just a little bit.
All right, thank you, Paige. Former Vice President Joe Biden was in familiar territory with the hosts of The View earlier today. Biden used his first nationwide TV appearance since announcing his presidential run yesterday to address some of the issues surrounding him. Meanwhile, President Trump voiced optimism on his chances in a possible 2020 matchup with Biden. CBS's Nicole Killian has more from the White House.
Democratic presidential candidate Joe Biden issued a tepid apology when pressed by the ladies of The View on accusations of inappropriate touching.
I'm really sorry if what I did in talking to them, trying to console, that in fact they took it a different way.
Nancy Pelosi wants you to say, I'm sorry that I invaded your space.
So I invaded your space.
Biden also addressed criticism of how he spoke to Anita Hill during the 1991 Supreme Court confirmation hearings, back when he was Senate Judiciary Committee chairman. Biden's campaign confirms he reached out to Hill recently. Hill spoke with the New York Times afterwards and declined to characterize Biden's words as an apology.
I'm not going to judge whether or not it was appropriate, whether she thought it was sufficient. I am sorry she was treated the way she was treated.
President Trump took a swipe at Biden's age before his television appearance.
I'm so young. I can't believe it. I'm the youngest person. I am a young, vibrant man. I look at Joe. I don't know about him.
Biden hit back.
If he looks young and vibrant compared to me, I should probably go home.
Biden is 76 years old. President Trump is 72. Nicole Killian, CBS News, the White House.
The Biden campaign says it has raised more than $6 million in his first 24 hours as a 2020 presidential candidate. Biden will hold his first campaign rally Monday in Pittsburgh. Also on Monday, Attorney General Andy Beshear is expected to file another lawsuit against the Bevin administration. 10 days ago, the Attorney General sent the governor a letter asking him to rescind subpoenas delivered to several school districts. It comes after a tough legislative session. In March, teachers called out sick multiple times to rally against legislation in Frankfort. The Bevin administration wants those attendance records, but the Attorney General says the move is illegal. The Kentucky Labor Cabinet says they are within the law. At last check, the subpoenas are still out, and if nothing changes over the weekend, the new lawsuit is expected to be filed Monday. Police have identified the driver of a semi-truck now in custody in connection with a fiery and deadly chain reaction crash that brought a major Colorado highway to a standstill. At least 4 people died. The crash involved more than 24 vehicles. They've identified the driver of the semi they say caused the crash as Rahel Aguilera Medeiros of Texas. Police say he faces multiple counts of vehicular homicide. A Northern Kentucky cheerleader who collapsed at a competition reportedly died of a condition related to strep. The family of Liliana Schlack released the results of their daughter's autopsy. It says she had underlying strep. That led to sepsis or blood poisoning, which they say is what killed her. Her parents say the 8th grader had not been diagnosed with strep in several years. The East Kentucky Leadership Conference highlights the strengths and development taking place here in Appalachia, but it also focuses on improving the region. Today was the second day of the conference, and WYMT's Macy Marie has more on one of the sessions involving healthcare workers in our region.
One of the concurrent sessions people could attend at the East Kentucky Leadership Conference was about healthcare workers here in Appalachia. Speakers say there is a need for healthcare workers who are willing to stay in Eastern Kentucky, saying Galen College of Nursing in Hazard helps meet that need.
We focus only on nursing. We have LPN all the way up to the master's degree.
But one struggle still facing the healthcare industry here, finding people who are qualified to do the work.
We have to support them and walk them through some of that. 65% of my student body in Hazard are first-generation college students.
The panel hopes future generations will be inspired to help better the sick and elderly in Eastern Kentucky. Now, this was one of 5 sessions people could attend at the East Kentucky Leadership Conference. In Harlan County, Macy Marie, WYMT Mountain News.
And we'll have more on those other sessions and events tonight at 6. The University of Kentucky has the unique opportunity to participate in an Alzheimer's disease study. UK's Sanders Brown Center on Aging is one of 40 sites across the country working on this Alzheimer's disease treatment study, and they are in need of patients to participate. UK is helping research and trial a new treatment for Alzheimer's called Troyluzol, which could potentially protect against the disease and more.
This unique approach is a strategy that has not yet been applied to Alzheimer's disease. So this gives us a whole new tact and avenue to try to attack and slow or stop this disease in its tracks.
There are roughly 73,000 people affected by this disease. If you or a loved one would like to see if you qualify to get involved, you can visit the Sanders Brown Center on Aging in Lexington. We now know how infamous Boston crime boss James Whitey Bulger died in prison last year. A death certificate indicates the 89-year-old died of blunt force injuries to the head. He was found dead in his cell in October. Bulger was serving a life sentence for 11 murders and other crimes when he was beaten in his cell. No charges have been filed in Bulger's death, but officials have said 2 Massachusetts mobsters are suspected in his killing. Coming up on Mountain News at 5:30, concerns of a measles outbreak prompts quarantines at 2 Southern California universities. We'll take you to UCLA, where some students and staff have been told to stay home.
And we're starting to see a few showers pop up across the area, especially over into Floyd County. A few showers and storms over there. Now that does continue as we head into the overnight hours, but the good news is sunshine does return by the time we get into the weekend. I'll have those details coming up in just a few short minutes.